When I was in high school, I played basketball. The coach would have us do this drill where he would hold the ball like this and then move it from side to side or up and down or frontwards and backwards. We would have to face him like this with our knees bent and our palms facing up. And depending on what the coach did, we would have to shuffle from side to side, or we'd have to crouch down low or jump up high, or we'd have to run forward or run back. And then, when the coach would bring the ball back to the center position, we would have to be like this in the ready stance, ready to quickly react to whatever came next. Whew. I'm glad I'm not in high school anymore. Some 25 years later, I found myself living in Ohio, a wife and mother of 3 children in elementary school. My ex-husband and I had twin biological boys named Michael and Matthew, and a younger daughter. My daughter, Gracie, was adopted from Russia. She was one of those babies you've all heard about who was warehoused in an orphanage. By the age of 9, Gracie had been diagnosed with ADHD, Asperger's syndrome, reactive attachment disorder, obsessive-compulsive disorder, learning disabilities, and this funky thing called major depressive disorder, not otherwise specified. My son Michael had also been diagnosed with ADHD. Tonight, I'm going to share with you a little bit about my story. Then I'm going to talk about 3 areas where parents of special needs children are challenged. Then I'm going to tell you about something that I discovered to help me feel a sense of peace, even amidst all the turmoil. Now, back when all those diagnoses were rolling in, I didn't fully understand the implications. All I knew was it was harder for me to manage my family and raise my kids than it seemed to be for other parents. But as a loving parent, like all loving parents, I was determined to do everything possible to help my children. So, you know that merry-go-round that busy families of school-age children ride these days? You know, the school events, activities, sports, music, homework, friends, etc., etc. On top of all of that, my children and I started working with doctors and therapists. For a number of years, every single week, we would have 2 to 3 appointments with doctors and therapists. For us, that merry-go-round was more like a tilt-a-whirl. That was outside the house. Inside the house, I'm sad to say, it was not as peaceful as I would have liked. Temper tantrums, homework battles, and constant noise was the order of the day. My nervous system was slowly becoming fried. I had to be, like in that basketball drill, always on guard, ready to quickly react to the next inevitable minor crisis or emotional explosion. I didn't know a single person who could fully relate to my situation, including professionals. I couldn't even find a book that was applicable. I had to stumble through, mostly on my own. There were a lot of times I wanted to cry, but I mostly held it in because I was afraid that if I let myself start crying, I would never be able to stop. And that is why I'm here talking to you tonight. I am passionate about helping parents of special needs children, and by extension, their children and the rest of the family too. I want to be the person who I searched for all those years ago, but never found. Raising special needs kids is hard. If you're at the beginning of your parenting journey, I don't want to scare you, but let's be real. It can be hard. And I venture to guess that for some of you in the audience, it is the hardest thing you've ever done. But it can also be really rewarding, because special needs children give gifts to us, their parents. They make us laugh. They make us cry. They make us slow down. They make us question parts of our lives that we never would have questioned otherwise, but that we probably should. In a lot of ways, special needs children are gifts and are teachers. But in the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's really easy to lose sight of those gifts. Or sometimes you can't even see the gifts until time has passed and you have the benefit of hindsight. Now, I know your circumstances differ from mine, but no matter, all parents of special needs kids have certain things in common. First, there's the confidence factor. Like when your child rips off from the refrigerator the sticker chart that you so lovingly made and crumples it up in a fit of rage and slam dunks it into the garbage can. And you wonder why in the world you can't even make a sticker chart work when the same thing works so well for other families. When parents have experiences like that, time and time and time again, even good parents begin to doubt their own parenting abilities, and they become uncertain about their decisions and choices. Second, there's the overwhelm factor. Like how it takes so much effort for you to do seemingly simple things with your family, like get ready to go somewhere, be there, and then come home without all of you feeling out of sorts. How you're always running, always busy, always trying. You collapse into bed at the end of the day. And even when you manage to get a good night's sleep, you wake up in the morning still feeling tired. Third, there's the alienation factor. Like when you're around a group of parents with kids the same age as yours, and it suddenly hits you that their reality is so different from yours, you feel like an alien from a different planet. And you feel like there's really no one in your world who fully understands your reality. You feel all alone. Uncertainty, alienation, overwhelm. I experienced all those things. From the outside, it looked like I was managing pretty nicely. On the inside, I was feeling this sense of quiet desperation. Luckily, I stumbled upon a tool that helped me learn how to feel more peace, even amidst the chaos. No one had ever told me about this tool. I'd like to tell you about it. Its name is meditation. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody become a super serious meditator. I certainly am not. Let's bust some myths here. You don't need a ton of time to meditate. You don't need a special setup in your home. You don't need to sit in a certain position. You don't need to follow a certain tradition that's thousands of years old. You know how I got started? I picked up and I read the book, Meditation for Dummies. It's actually a really good book, and I recommend it. I got out an old exercise mat, put it in the corner of my bedroom, and I sat down cross-legged, or crisscross applesauce, as my kids used to say. I set a timer for 5 minutes. I closed my eyes, and I tried to count my breath from 1 to 10. I couldn't even make it for 5 minutes. My brain and my body were on such constant high alert. They were screaming at me. Someone might need you. Something might be happening. The next time I tried to meditate, I set the timer for 2 minutes. I was able to make that. Slowly, I increased from 2 minutes to 3, then 5, then 10, and eventually 15 minutes. And guess what happened? I found that the more I meditated, the more relief I got from the uncertainty, the overwhelm, and the alienation. Now, much research has been done about the benefits of meditation. I'm sure you've heard some of the studies. It reduces stress, it improves concentration, it increases levels of happiness, it increases levels of acceptance, which is important for parents. That's all great stuff. But for me, as a parent of special needs children, there's even more. You see, I believe in a loving, universal power who is always with me, always supporting, guiding, and helping me. I also believe that I am not the parent of special needs children by accident. That these life circumstances I find myself in are by design, and they are serving a positive purpose for me, my children, and those closest to us, even if I haven't got a clue what those are. When I meditate, I can tap into this sense of certainty, of inner knowingness, that despite surface appearances, really, everything is all right. Everything is all right, and I am not alone. That gives me this feeling of profound peace that I can then carry with me into the rest of my day. I wonder if the same could be true for you. Finding calm in the chaos. Wouldn't it be nice to feel calmer? Wouldn't it be nice to feel more calm when your 4-year-old is in the middle of her 5th temper tantrum that day? Wouldn't it be nice to feel more calm when you're sitting in a meeting at school and the teacher is telling you about how your 8-year-old is disruptive in class and doesn't get along with the other kids? Wouldn't it be nice to feel more calm when your 12-year-old is embroiled in drama and thinks it'd be better if her world were to end? Let me tell you, it is nice to feel calmer. And that is my invitation to you this evening. I invite you to begin meditating. Just start. Give it a chance. Just pick a time when you have a few moments. Quiet yourself. Set a timer for just a couple minutes. Close your eyes and count your breath from 1 to 10. No matter where you are, whether you're alone in your bedroom at home or in your parked car at parent pickup line at school, it all counts. I have made a guided meditation designed especially for parents of special needs children. I'd be happy to share it with you if you'd like. Sometimes having a recording can be helpful. Meditation is a gift of peace that you can give to yourself. It benefits your family too, because when you are calmer, the benefits ripple out to everyone else. But don't do it just for your family. Do it for you, because you deserve to give yourself the gift of peace. And that is my wish for you. I wish that even in the midst of challenge and chaos, that you can feel more peaceful and therefore more fully enjoy and appreciate your life and your family. I wish for you and your family more peace and more joy. Thank you.